knows how to make that.
Okay, what's a swan shot?
Swan shot is the pump shot. Swan shot.
Okay, is that where it's dripped through a sieve into cold water?
You just drip her in cold water.
You just, okay.
The reason it's teardrop shaped is because I don't have a shot tower. You have to
Okay.
get so many feet up before it'll go into a spear.
Yeah, I've heard of a 70-foot shot tower dropping.
And that's how they used to do it. They'd use the shot tower, but for me, I don't have a shot tower, so.
Well, I'm sure back in the day they didn't either. You got all these guys doing it in front of the fire.
A lot of times they just, if they wanted to shot, they just take a flat sheet of lead, flat sheet, and then cut it up. So you can just have anything and everything running around. I got a fishing kit. This is what I use to go and repair anything, sew buttons back on if I can find a button.
So what is that?
That's an awl. This is sinew.
That's sinew thread.
Yeah, it's just a hunk of sinew and I'll make thread out of it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I wasn't aware that's how they carried it.
Yeah.
So we've learned something today.
Well, it's all they did was take the back strap off, not the back strap, but the back tendon off a deer and scrape it and dry. And that's what sinew is.
Okay.
You know, they didn't have it in those little fake spool type things that you see around.
No, that's kind of an interesting pistol here.
It's a Scottish Highland, 54 caliber, and the Highlanders brought them over when they were assigned over here with the British. I'm portraying back in 1750s, so
Okay.
I'm still British subject, happy or not.
But I mean, just the brass
Well,
stock
they had
on.
one shot, and they just turned it around and used it as a club.
Okay, so that's reasonable.
Because everybody, you see back then with a pistol in their right hand is wrong.
Right, because they would have an axe in your right hand and a pistol in your left.
A sword or something that doesn't need to be reloaded. You have a pistol in your left hand because that's a close in. It may work, it may not work.
And even if it does work, there's more than one enemy in the other army.
Right. And trying to explain to people that running away was a viable option. If you got one shot,
so does the other guy.
You guys getting out of there. How I wear my gear is based on that philosophy too. My pack is the last thing I.
And it will stop some rounds.
I'm just getting rid of it. If I'm running away, I'm getting as light as I can. The pack I don't need. The canteen I don't need. The lighter I am, the faster I can run. I need what I carry on me. My shooting pouch, the horn, weapon.
So is that a brown bess or what is that?
It's a brown bess musketoon.
Okay, I have a brown bess, but I believe the barrel's longer than that.
Yeah, this is actually Navy.
Navy.
They had them on the ships. I run with it because I don't need the extra foot.
Yeah.
I want to have it short packed, and I'm not seeing anybody over 50 yards in the woods.
Good point.
I can engage out to 100, but I'm never going to see them.
Okay. So your name?
Bill Miller.
Bill Miller, okay. Do you mind if I put this on my Facebook account, which has like 100 views? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to be polite and ask.
No, that's fine. I'm here to try to educate.
Okay, so we have dice in a tin.
Yep.
What's the thing to the left of the dice?
Just another box I found and thought it looked neat.
That looks like bamboo. What is that?
It is bamboo. What I carry, anything I want to make sure that I keep weatherproof.
So they had bamboo as trade goods.
They had bamboo.
Okay, I knew we had water buffalo horn. I didn't know they had bamboo.
Oh yeah. Indigo.
So we've learned something else.
Millionaire in the U.S. was a female, and she went and had an indigo plantation down in Georgia.
Okay.
And back then, marry
or lose her property.
Right. So she never married, and she was the first millionaire.
Okay. Then
extra rope.
Okay.
I carry a syringe because tin cups, you got 3 minutes to drink your coffee.
Or it gets cold.
Either that or you're burning your lips.
Okay.
I carry coffee beans, and my coffee grinder is right here.
Okay, okay, that works.
I've got a piece of cloth in there. I just take the beans, throw them in a bag, find a rock or anything, just
works for me. Then I see you got your bullet molds. And what are
75
these?
75 caliber and 1 caliber.
For the musket and the pistol, respectively.
Right.
And
I
then
can
what?
Put a combination of anything down it. Generally, I'll go with 16-31 calibers, and that's my buck load. That's normal load for 12 gauge shotguns, 9.
Okay, so you're taking them out.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting more lead down range.
Then what are these containers here?
Those are just the balls and the shot in.
Okay, so they're...
In the bag I have
dance on me.
Little pieces of leather I cut out.
Okay.
And that's what I use for the wadding when I'm using the shot loads.
So you use leather...
leather washers, basically.
Okay. Yes, if you would, please. Okay, that's very similar to the modern wadding, except it's leather instead of... So you in dry?
Yeah.
You can put it...
I put 3 of these in, then I'll drop whatever shot load I want in, then I'll put one on the top that holds everything in.
Okay,
it's a real good gas seal.
Okay.
It's something I have available.
Yeah, because you shot the deer and now you have the leather.
Well, that's where you get the buck from.
Yeah.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah, I've got a brown Bess, and I cannot get the thing to work under controlled conditions. How they got this stuff to work? It's Indian reproduction. The lock is really low quality and it's just sloppy, and I think that's why it doesn't work.
This one's generally pretty reliable.
So who made your lock on that?
This is one of those Italian. I'm not sure whether it's...
Okay, so you had a higher engine than I did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such a... I can't imagine carrying one of them all over the country.
I was in the military. This hasn't that much.
Well, I'm fat and lazy, so... I know it. I'm not going to claim to be a super soldier. Give me an AR. I'm still fat and I'm still meal team sick over here.
I'm nowhere near compared to what they're doing nowadays. I don't understand how these carrying these massive packs and running out and doing this. I'm going, this is stupid. When I was in, we were trying to get rid of it. Quick. Run and hide.
Yeah.
It's kind of ugly.
Yes, because your Kevlar will not protect you from a 5-inch shell.
What Kevlar? That shit didn't exist when I was in.
When were you in?
80s.
Okay.
Early 80s.
So then what do we have over here? You got your blanket and...
No, that's just for
okay.
my good blankets inside. It's a 9-pounder that's in the bay. Here in hell, but it's really nice.
Okay, so anyway.
Sheepskin. This is just a 3x6 tarp.
Okay.
And it's the weather off yet. This is my ground cloth. Sub poncho.
Okay.
And same thing, linseed oil, beeswax, hang it up on the clothesline, tack markers, and then just paintbrush.
And what's the leather there?
That's my pack.
That's your pack.
Yep. Everything is attached to that with straps.
Oh, okay.
And I can take each one off by itself, so I don't have to keep untying everything, making a mess. So you need something, you want to ground cloth, you be able to pull that off.
So what are you portraying here? Just an average soldier?
Oh, long hunter, average woodsman out there.
Oh, yeah.
Forgive the shoes. There was a missing shoe.
Oh, I hadn't even noticed him, to be honest with you.
It might have been a dog, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But there's everything is just what they would have had. I made everything except for breeches.
Okay.
Can't do breeches. I understand the pattern. It doesn't work.
Okay.
That's it. Linen, raw silk. We layer the raw silk because it'll pull the moisture away. Use raw silk wool. That's how you keep this modern Vortex stuff. Same thing. It wicks all your moisture away.
So it's actually a very sophisticated garment, really.
Well, what they had back then, it was the best, and it still works today. I go out and use it. I'm good to 15 below with my gear, but you got to put the prep work into it. You got to go and get yourself a bed of leaves or boughs or something to get you off the ground. And then you build the fire, put it right next to you, not at your damn feet like everybody keeps thinking. That's stupid.
Because you're
right up next to you, about a foot away from you.
To your side.
Monster fire.
Okay, so you want to heat your core rather than your...
That's what's important. Your feet can get a little bit cold. You're going to be able to deal with that. But if your core goes down, you're going to be in trouble.
You're going to die.
And you'll take your blanket, instead of throwing it over the top of you, rotate it 90 degrees, fold it in thirds, tie the bottom. Now you got 2 layers on top, and it's kind of like a little sleeping bag.
Okay.
You take your wood before you go and get into this, and it goes right at the head of your bed.
So you can just...
So at night, you can just reach up there, throw more wood on the fire. You get a couple hours sleep, the fire dies down, you start getting cold, you reach up, now you throw it onto the fire, and then you go back to sleep.
That's incredibly practical. I mean, it just does. It just sounds incredibly practical.
Well, if you go out in the woods and actually play with the stuff, you find out how to use it, and go from there. Your thoughts are just simple as hell.
Yeah, I know. I just came from the blacksmith where he showed them.
Mine's copper.
Okay.
Got the 2 holes in it. You line the 2 holes up, throw whatever you're going to charge, and you can go forever. I recycle my spent blunts from my muskets.
Well, that just makes sense.
And I don't have the big honking piece of one. It weighs me just fancy. I thought it looked neat. But I use jute twine and beeswax.
Okay.
Fire aid. If you can't get a fire going, you can always get a little bit going. And it acts just like a candle. So I can take this, have it where I'm building the fire, and just keep feeding this in underneath. So you always got a flame in one place. You try stuff out.
Okay, so that's jute, twine, and beeswax.
Yeah. And it doesn't weigh anything.
Okay.
So now I've got a spare candle if I need light. I can do anything with it. I can feed it under the fire. If you use a candle, you're just wasting most of the wax.
Yeah.
Just another expedient.
Well, makes sense. So had a lot of good conversations with people the last couple of days?
Mostly.
Good.
Casey. Morning.
Yeah, I didn't shoot that again.
Yeah. It's military. They don't have to give a warning.
Yeah. Wonder what some of the drivers are thinking on the interstate. If the police show up and think they're getting fired on, it'll be hilarious. Okay, well, it's good.